Hey guys, so for today's video, we are doing a full face of Sigma products because their 14th anniversary is here and we are celebrating it today by doing a full face of Sigma. This video is kindly sponsored by Sigma, but I gotta use all of my favorite Sigma products today in this video and I gotta tell you all about them. So for their anniversary sale, they're offering 40% off site-wide. Yeah, 40%. That's crazy, right? They're also offering free US shipping on orders over $25 and free international shipping on orders over $75. They're also gonna have some fun gift with purchases, so every order will get a free mini E25 brush. Orders over $50 will get a free Sigmagic scrub, which is my favorite brush cleaner ever. Orders over $100 will get a free F30 brush, and orders over $200 will get a free Glisten and Glow Cheek Duo. So those are all the fun gift with purchases, plus a 40% off. It is a great time to shop right now, and my code Angela Bright will give you the 40% off. The anniversary sale has already started and it's going until April 30th. I'm going to be linking every single product that I used today on my face down below if you want to check anything out, and also leave any questions you have down below. I have tried like every single Sigma product, and I've also used I think every single Sigma brush, so if you have any brush questions, I'm happy to answer them. So let's get into this makeup look. Alright, so I already have my foundation and spot concealer on my face because Sigma does not carry a foundation or concealer. I did, however, try out the new Say foundation today. This is my very first time wearing it, so I have nothing to report back yet, but in case you're wondering, that is what's on my face. Now I'm going to apply the lip mask in the shade Hush, and I put on a lip mask before I do my makeup every single day, just so it keeps my lips nice and hydrated as I'm doing my makeup, and then once I'm done, I put on like my real lipstick or lip gloss or whatever. So I keep this shade Tint with me, and then I keep the clear shade, I think it's Hush, on my work desk. Now I'm gonna go in with one of my favorite Sigma products ever, and that is the Spectrum Color Correcting Duo, and I use the shade Light Medium. I just finished my other one of this about a week or so ago, so I have gone through an entire one of these under eye correctors. Like, it is so good. So I just kind of swirl my brush into both shades, and I'm just gonna pat that under my eye, and I'm using a Sigma F64 concealer brush for this. I just love how this brightens my under eyes and my dark circles, and it layers nicely underneath any concealer I use. Now I'm just going to apply my go-to concealer under my eyes. This is the Sephora Best Skin Ever concealer, in case you're wondering, and I'm going to blend that out with the same concealer brush. Look at just how beautifully this fits underneath the eye. And then I'm also going to bring any extra concealer up on my eyelid to kind of act as a primer. Now I'm going to go in with cream blush, and as you may know, Sigma just launched their first ever cream blushes, and these are so beautiful. I quite literally cannot stop using these. Like, whenever I get a new product, I leave it on top of my desk to kind of just grab for as I'm doing my makeup, and I don't want to use any of my other cream blushes right now. I'm just having a great time using these. My favorite shade out of the four they launched is definitely Corday Rosa. It's just a beautiful shade that goes like with any look. And then if I'm feeling something a little more bright, a little more poppy, I'll go in with either Pashmina or Coral Dawn. And then the fourth shade they have is called Nearly Wild, kind of this deeper shade right here. I don't personally love this shade on my skin tone, but I think it'd be beautiful on medium to deep skin tones. So let's apply one of these. I think I'm gonna go in with Corday Rosa just because I don't know for sure what I'm doing on my eyes. So I'm gonna go with kind of my more neutrally shade here. So I'm just gonna pick some of that up. Just watch it how beautifully this goes on. And for my brush, I'm using the Sigma and Kristen Dominique Face Contour brush. I've been loving this for all of like my cream product steps, my cream blush, my cream bronzer. I really want to test these cream blushes on my mom because I think she would love them, and I just love how cream blush kind of looks on more mature skin. This has easily become like my new go-to everyday face blush, and I like a lot of blush, so I might stop here, but I will probably apply more later on. I'm just gonna bring a little bit of this onto my forehead too because I kind of like that almost like sunburnt-ish look. I really hope that Sigma comes out with some cream contours or bronzers because like that in this formula would be amazing. All right, now I'm going to set my face a little bit, and for that I'm going to use the Sigma Soft Focus Setting Powder in Vanilla Bean. I have really been liking this powder a lot more than I thought I would. Like when this first came out, I was like, oh cool, another loose powder. Like I'm not a huge like loose powder fan, but whenever I apply this, I swear it like blurs my pores and just makes my skin look so smooth. And for this step, I like to use the F67 Skin Perfector brush because I kind of pat it onto my skin. So I like to put some into the cap, and I'm just going to press that on the places where I get a little shiny, so around my chin, my upper lip area. And then I like to go right here, kind of around the blush, around my nose. And then before I do my under eyes, let me just pat out any creases and just set under the eyes. Again, look at how beautifully this brush fits under the eye. And I like to really press it in. And I'm not going on top of the blush at all because I still want to have that kind of shine from the cream blush. And then whatever powder's left, I'll bring on top of my eyelid to set it for eyeshadow later on. So hopefully you can kind of see how smooth this under eye looks. I haven't set this one yet, still a little bit shiny, needs to be set in place. Then I really make sure I get the center of my forehead because this likes to get shiny. Alright, my face is mostly set. Time for some bronzer because I'm looking a little flat right now. So we have the Sigma Matte Bronzers. I use a mixture of shade light and medium. This one is light. And for my brush, I'm going to use the F12 setting powder brush, but I actually love this for powder, blush, and bronzer. It's a nice fluffy brush, but I just think it fits great along the cheekbone right here, along the forehead. So let's apply some bronzer. I'm going to start with the shade light and maybe add medium if I feel like I need it. And then I'll do a little bit along my cheekbone. Alright, my bronzer is on, and now I want some more blush. So I'm going to take the powder blush in the shade Corday Rosa. They do have 6 individual powder blushes, and some of the shades are corresponding to the cream blushes. Taking that same brush I was just using, and more blush. But this will also kind of set the cream blush in place since I didn't really set that area of my face. Okay, now I'm all blushed up. I feel much better about that. Time for highlighter, and I'm gonna use one of my favorite highlighters I own, which is Sizzle by Sigma. And for my brush, I'm gonna use the Cult Classic F03 highlighter brush. All right, going in with Sizzle. And I'm also gonna bring it right under my brow here too and kind of connect it around. I also like to bring a little bit on the tip of my nose and down the bridge of my nose. Alright, the base makeup is pretty much done. I might do some more touch-ups later, but let's zoom in and do the brows and an eye look. Alright, for my brows, I'm going to use the Sigma Brow Pencil in dark, and I'm just going to start by brushing through them to get all of the foundation and powder out of them. And I'm just going to lightly fill in my eyebrows. This is definitely one of the more pigmented brow pencils I have used. Like, I feel like you just need a tiny bit of product. All right, my brows are filled in. Now I'm gonna go in with the Tint and Tame Brow Gel in clear. You guys know I love a good clear brow gel to set my brows. And I also like how small this wand is. Now for eyeshadow palettes, there are so many palettes I could have picked from. Like, I own every single Sigma eyeshadow palette, right? But I'm gonna use one that I've really been wanting to use more lately. I've only used it once, but I just love the color story, and that is the Earthy On The Go eyeshadow palette. I know you guys want me to do a video with the electric pink one because I haven't done that yet, and that will come, but like, I just gotta use what I want to do today, so it's this guy. I'm gonna start with the Sigma E35 blending brush in the shade Fawns, and I'm gonna blend that in my crease. And again, my eye is already primed from when I put my concealer up here, and then I set that with the Sigma powder. And you guys probably already know that Sigma has one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas. I think the mattes just blend so beautifully, very easily, and the shimmers are really easy to work with as well. Like, Sigma's formula is a good like beginner formula, maybe if you're new to eyeshadow or don't really know where to start. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that Harmony shade on the same brush, and I'm just going to blend right below my brow to soften the edges of Fawns, just to give this a really smooth blend. Now I'm going to switch to a E25 blending brush with more of the shade Fawns, and I'm just going to add this to the outer half of my lid and connect it with the same shade in the crease. I get asked all the time, like, Angela, what are your top 3 eyeshadow brushes? Like, what brushes do I need? I think everyone needs E25. And I'm not the kind of person to say, like, oh, you need something. But if you want a good set of eyeshadow brushes, like, this brush is a perfect place to start. Like, right now I'm using it to lightly pack on color, but I can still use the same brush to blend. It blends in my crease. It also fits on my lower lash line. Like, this is a brush for everyone, honestly. So now I'm taking that Fawn shade on the tip tip of the E25, and I'm going to blend that along my entire lower lash line. Okay, now I just have to go in with this green shade Moss, so I'm going to take that on my finger, and that's going to go in the inner part of my lid. Now I'm going to go back to the E35 I was using with no additional product on the brush, and I'm just going to blend kind of on and around that moss shade to really soften it out. Like, I just kind of want a soft wash of green on my eyelids. I don't want it to be like, whoa, green eyeshadow. Just like, oh, green eyeshadow. All right, if you know me, you know I like a deeper outer corner. So I'm going to deepen up this a little bit with the shade Shadowy from the palette, again on that E25. And I'm just taking a tiny bit and tapping off the excess. And I'm just lightly packing that on the outer part of my lid. All right, I'm gonna go catch up this eye with what we're doing over here, and then we'll do some eyeliner and finish up the look. All right, I got this eye caught up to speed. Now let's highlight the eyes. I'm gonna take the shade Will-O-Wisp on a Sigma E33. Now this is a small blending brush, but I've been loving this for doing my inner corner and brow bone highlighter, just because I can get the brush nice and precise in here, but it kind of just diffuses out the highlighter nicely. This is also the most perfect inner corner highlight shade. I'm also gonna dust a little bit of this shade into the inner crease right here just to kind of brighten up the whole look. Make my eyes look a little more open with this brighter inner crease. And then I'll add a little bit under my brow bone. Now I'm just going to do a thin line of liner on my top lash line with the liquid pen eyeliner in Wicked. All right, I'm gonna go pop on some mascara and lashes, and then we'll finish up with lips. All right, I popped on my mascara and lashes, and for my lashes, I'm wearing the Bright Lashes in the Half Lash Vivid. I did also add a tiny bit of that deepest shade Shadowy, just a little bit to my lower lash line, really close to my lower lashes, just to give a slight smoky effect. All right, and here's what the full face is looking like. I'm gonna pop on the Sigma Infinity Point lipstick in the shade Deja Vu to finish off this look. If you haven't tried these lipsticks before, they're really cool because in the component, because it has a slight point to it, it's always going to keep its shape. So you're always going to have that nice point to do a little like lip line with, you know? Like, that is definitely one of the easiest lipsticks to apply just because of its shape. All right, and here's what the full face of Sigma products looks like. It was super fun to film this video and use mostly Sigma products. I do use most of these products in my day-to-day life, especially like the under eye corrector, the cream blushes obviously, and the bronzers. Like, those are just normal go-tos for me, you know? I want to say thank you again to Sigma for sponsoring this video. Again, if you want to check out anything during their anniversary sale, I will link everything I used down below today. And if you need any product recommendations or brush recommendations, I would be happy to help you. Like, leave your brush questions down below. I feel like I'm kind of an expert at Sigma brushes. Like, I have literally used all of them and I know them very well. So if you have any questions, let me know, because of course you can get them now for 40% off if you use my code AngelaBright. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.